A Spiritual Healing Guide. Chapter 1. A Spiritual Healing Guide. Spiritual Healing Info. One could call every illness an illness of the soul. Noveles. Spirituality leaps where science cannot yet follow because science must always test and measure, and much of reality and human experience is immeasurable. Starhawk, The Spiral Dance, 1979. Only the wounded healer heals. T.S. Eliot. In a moment, a wound can be healed, in a moment a heart can be opened. Teresa Huggins/Ken Johnston, Song in a Moment. The truth is always closer to what we feel in our souls than what we know in our heads. Spiritual healing is a catch-all term for all manner of mental and spiritual ways to deal with illness to heal it. The essence is that as human beings, we're whole entities connected within by the body-mind-soul triad, which we should treat as a unit, unlike Western medicine, which tries to fragment the human entity down into separate, clinical conditions and illnesses. Western ideology is all well and good and should be respected, but there is a higher power within the individual that has the capacity to overcome all adversity according to the tenets of spiritual law. The philosophy of spiritual healing is basically that any illness is simply an indication that the human organism is out of balance. The immune system is feeling run down and weak, such that the toxic cells in the body are temporarily overpowering it, so you must find your way back to homeostasis by accessing the power within the inner soul to bring it back in line via thoughts and actions which must be powerful and positive. It's that simple, clear thought directed at the inner soul. Spiritual healing is basically the use of meditation, faith, and/or prayer to heal the body of any illnesses it might have. Surrounding yourself with positive people, as many Christians do during prayer meetings and sermons, helps. Support groups help too, like the many that exist for people afflicted with illness. Spiritual healing is basically the use of the subconscious mind to heal the body, with some people using God as the mantra. Life can't be mapped out in advance. Nothing is certain, you have to make your own life, find the divine spark that lives within and make it happen. Fear keeps many people from living their lives and pursuing their true destinies. Life is a journey of discovery marred by uncertainty, trauma, and death. The best you can do is simply to take it for what it is and do the best you can. I have gone from periods of high vitality to feelings of near death in the space of a day or two when certain viruses I contracted wiped me out. It can happen to anybody, no matter how high and mighty you feel right now. You must challenge yourself and test your soul always to strengthen it, thereby strengthening your immune system and you. The spiritual journey of life is to follow your soul, eliminate all the bull and don't live in a lie of self-deception, i.e., get real. Confront all your anger, hate and ugliness, get it out in the open, flush it down the toilet, then find the real beauty within yourself, culture it, and let it be a light to the world. It doesn't matter how long your soul lies dormant and unused, it's always there waiting for you to get the guts to reach in and find it. Emerge from your blind self to see in the dark. If work is work, then it's stress. Consider another career. If you like your work, it's good for you, stick with it. The hardest way is not necessarily the best. Work smart, not hard. If your work is your pleasure, it's hard to take a break from it, even though it's good to take a break from everything every once in a while. Emotions and state of mind may be more important than even the food you eat for overall health, even though a calm person in general will have a temperate relationship with food. The less conflict in your life, the better. The more easygoing and happy you feel, the healthier you'll be. The more in harmony you are with all aspects of your environment, the more positive and less destructive energy you'll get back from it in all its aspects. Creativity, soulful pursuits, which is playing at something worthy that you're good at, will help keep you young. Relaxing mindless activities like fishing, hiking or jogging are very good for your health. Transcendent spiritual thinking and the use of your intuition will help keep your mind, body, and soul in tune with each other. Loving yourself, loving other people, loving animals, loving your environment and loving life will add a few years on your life. Negative people will influence your inner sense of power, so stay as much away from negative people as you can. Some major elements of spiritual healing are as follows. When the conventional medical system tells you they can't do anything more for you, it doesn't mean it's hopeless. It just means that their brand of medicine is hopeless. You must have a belief in a God, pray to him or her regularly and feel his or her light bathing you with healing radiance. You must attend public spiritual healing support groups and go to public healing ministries like the Benny Hinn Ministry and many others out there. Buy wholesome, spiritual healing music and listen to it all the time. Visualize your tumors shrinking, the toxins leaving your body and you as a healthy, vital person. You must do all the conventional holistic things for self-care such as proper diet, exercise, rest, a healthy lifestyle, an inspired sense of purpose, etc. Minimize stress. Try to relax and enjoy your life. For more information, try number 616.89 or RZ401 for books loosely classified as mental healing books. Other inspirational sections are number 155-159, Psychology number 200-289, Christianity, number 290-299, Other religions. Number 615.5, Holistic Medicine. Try the author Ernest Holmes, who's written several books on the subject. Spirituality Guide. Your religious calling was written on plates of stone by the flaming finger of an angry God. Our religion was established by the traditions of our ancestors, the dreams of our elders that are given to them in the silent hours by the Great Spirit, and the premonitions of the learned beings. It is written in the hearts of our people, thus. We do not require churches, which would only lead us to argue over God. And the thought that white men should rule over nature and change its ways to his liking, was never understood by the red man. Our belief is that the Great Spirit has created all things. Not just mankind, but all animals, all plants, all rocks. All on earth and amongst the stars with true soul. For us, all life is holy. But you do not understand our prayers when we address the sun, moon, and winds. You have judged us without understanding, only because our prayers are different. But we are able to live in harmony with all of nature. All of nature is within us and we are all part of nature. Chief White Cloud. To be spiritual is to feel your true nature and live by it. You ask yourself who you are and try to figure it out. You ponder the deep questions like, is there life after death? Are human beings the only intelligent life in the universe? Is there a God? Is there a supernatural world? I don't care about all the beliefs people have created to give themselves some god or gods to worship. To me, spirituality is connecting with the power inside of me given to me by whatever created me, be it deity or nature. I don't care which. I don't contemplate it. I don't read religious books looking for answers. I live true to who I feel I was born to be as best as I can. I'll worry about God when I die and travel to the alleged other side. Some people let God have some influence over their problems. Good for you if the idea of God comforts you and gives you love. If you have a relationship with God, you need to continuously nurture it through giving Him a share of your life in prayer, worship, and good deed. Since God is able to forgive and forget all transgressions, failings, and misdeeds, you can learn to forgive and forget those of yourself and others. By tuning into God's message to mankind, you get power to be stronger, kinder, and more moral. A belief in God gives you hope and love. Follow God's plan for you. Show love and concern for others. Show altruism, respect, and generosity. Make a commitment to accept God's influence and power in your life. Be open to signs from God. Associate with people who have a positive attitude towards spirituality. You can read about religion at number 200, number 299 at the library. Spiritual healing with deep meditation. I read some stuff that went a little too far on the BS side for me, kind of like when I read about John C. Lilly's encounters with otherworldly beings when he took ketamine then laid in a flotation tank he created. I also heard Brad Steiger among others on the now defunct Art Bell radio show claim that spiritual beings appeared to them and guided them with wisdom. I believe that if it has not happened to me as a guy who tried to do things to experience the extremes of life, I doubt that it happened to anyone else except for UFO abductions and near-death experiences, and I even had a bit of that when I hit my head on a rock. Some guy wrote an ebook where he said that a spiritual being showed him how to lower his brainwave frequency to relax and create deep healing in the body. Think of a beautiful great radiant ball of divine light entering your being, making it strong, pure, light, tight, beautiful, and strong. The rules are that the universe gives us the true picture of everything if we're open enough to discover it. Pays homage to the creator of everything that exists. The universe is a world of energies, not material things. We are luminous bodies in physical bodies. We are spirits. We can absorb energy from the universe to heal ourselves. The universal energies are everywhere. You can route them to you to help you thrive. Clear up your conflicts. Live by your true nature. Be naturally creative. Lust is good. Just don't break any laws. Release your natural energy. Don't fear death. Whatever happens will be natural. There is nothing you can do about it either way, regardless of whether it's permanent or a transition to another dimension. Maybe there is an eternal soul, maybe there isn't. Try to reach your full potential by constantly doing what you love to do. When you're fully engaged in life, you feel rejuvenated, vital, calm, and you heal. Try to go outdoors and get some sunlight every day. You can live a great life by imagining it. Be wary of negative, evil forces everywhere, trying to impede you. It's better to avoid evil than to confront it. Stay away from bad influences like bad people, bad habits, and bad places like bars, gambling joints, gossip, love of money, anything excessive except for sex, love, creativity, animals, and exercise. Big Limitless is simply being who you are and doing it, living it, being active, not sitting on your ass all the time watching frivolous stuff on a screen. Try to love or at least be tolerant of others. Don't be too Pollyannish. Live in the real world. Don't get caught up in materialism beyond basic comfort. Try to avoid negative thoughts. Try to ride life like an interesting, intense, inspired experience. In the end, it's very simple. You were endowed with a natural potential to become a certain type of person. If you consciously convert this natural potential into real energy expended, life is always good. If you don't, life sucks. Be as relaxed as possible all the time no matter what you're doing. Love your life. Try to love others. Kindness as healer. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the taste and good for your health. Proverbs 16:24. Pay bad people with your goodness, fight their hatred with your kindness. Even if you do not achieve victory over other people, you will conquer yourself. Henri Amiel. Kind people are never involved in arguments, and those who like to argue are never kind. Truthful words are not always pleasant, and pleasant words are not necessarily truthful. Lao Tzu. The kinder you are, the more kindness you will find in other people. Practice being kind instead of being right. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. Buddhist monk. Kindness is more important than wisdom. And the recognition of this is the beginning of wisdom. Theodore Isaac Rubin. Blessed is he who is kind to the needy. Proverbs 14:21. It is the kindness in a person, not beauty, which wins over our love. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. Kindness is the flow of your spirit into someone else. Kind words make light hearts. Psalms 3:3. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. Proverbs 12:25. Kindness is helping someone who will never be able to repay you. Good deeds are your soul in action. Everybody has a heart. You just have to reach it. In a word, love is caring for someone. You want to give of yourselves to each other completely, and should something happen to the one, the other would do all in his power to help her in any way he can until she's happy again. Being in love is relaxing and secure because you know it's real. Making your lover happy should make you happy. Quite simply, love in its purest form is someone without ego who is totally selfless in his devotion to serve his lover. Simply do your best to serve your love. A lover seeks only to help people better themselves. He is not jealous, doesn't criticize, it's just a smooth flow of love into his partner. He is sensitive to her moods and the moods of the relationship. He doesn't lust for anything outside the relationship and romantically loves only his wife. He's not hurried. He knows how to live and enjoy life with his lover. He's always available to her no matter what. He's chivalrous and helpful. He speaks only the truth gently with love in his voice. He has no false illusions about what love is. He knows that regardless of what happens in life, the relationship will survive and they will land on their feet with their souls intact. Whether we evolved from animals or not, every one of us can sense the level of goodness or badness in other people. Sure, there are cons out there, but they can't keep it up for very long. They invariably give themselves away. My point here is that whether you want a greater love affair with your partner or whether you are looking to fall in love, nothing can expose you more than being yourself when you think you're alone and someone is watching in those unguarded moments. That's why it's a good policy to try to develop your character to be a good person from the heart. I can read someone instantly by the tone of their voice. When you come across a soft, gentle voice, it makes you like that person right away. Do random acts of kindness from the heart for your wife, or if you're single, do random acts of kindness from the heart to others like strangers. Only then, when you least expect it, will someone see it, decide you're a good person and want to meet you. Get away from the me-self, become more spiritual, less materialistic, living for the harmony of the moment with whomever you happen to be with. Not only will random acts of kindness help other people out, but they will make you feel better inside, and the flame inside will get bigger as you continue to pass it on. People will be more attracted to you and you will have a better love life. Yeah, it's that simple. If you want to meet girls, try volunteering to help kids in a hospital. Get a dog, clean him up, and ask the hospital staff to start a pet visiting program. There are lots of nurses and counselors around. They will love you for it. Better still, there was this old guy who lived in the country and bred Samoyed huskies as a hobby, only he never sold the puppies. He gave them all away to sick kids. When someone does something rude like cut you off in traffic and then they look at you feeling cocky, like they got one over you, disarm them by smiling and waving. When people act like jerks, they know it. This way you make them feel guilty and think about it rather than being antagonistic. Inevitably, if you have any conscience, what you do when you've got a lot of free time is reminisce about your life. You remember the good times and the shameful times, times when you did things that you wish you never had. You regret them and think to yourself, if you ever had a chance to do it over again, you'd do anything to erase the past. My point is to ask you to take a lesson from this. Think like that now before you have time for regrets. actsofkindness.org have-heart.com/help-a-friend.html humankindness.org kindacts.net Healing stories, healing testimonies. Your best bet for inspirational healing stories other than here is to go to a Christian bookstore. Most healing stories in print are Christian testimonies of how God healed someone. A few people give a diary of how they healed themselves, pointing out exactly what they did. saintsanheroes.com hopeworldwide.org domestic-church.content.dcc/pages.dir/stories.htm, Christian stories. healinghug.com healing-journeys.com healingpowerministries.com healingstories.com healing-stories.com healingstory.org healingwithlight.org/web/healingstories hispeace.org/html/tru.htm, Christian stories of peace. Spiritual healing websites. 1stholistic.com/prayer/hall_spiritual_healing.htm beliefnet.com/ep/spiritual-healing.asp believeandmanifest.info/healing life bioacousticsforsoundhealth.com born2heal.com/faqs.htm cancerfightingstrategies.com catherinemorris.com catholic.net/spiritual_living dukespiritualityandhealth.org earthheart.com native spiritual healing and spirit art en.wikipedia.org/wiki/spiritual_healing energy-spiritual-healing.com fst.org/healsite.htm, First Spiritual Temple healing-arts.org healingloss.com healingmusic.org healingtheplanet.info healproject.org heal-the-soul.com healthydoctors.com heartwithwings.com shaman higherawareness.com/spiritual-healing.shtml homepages.ihug.co.nz/greg.c/spirit.html ichethys.com Bible Study for Spiritual Growth, a Christ-centered ministry for spiritual growth. innertalk.com jaffinstitute.org, the Jaff Institute of Spiritual and Medical Healing. kafu2.com naturalhealers.com, Spiritual Healing Schools Directory. nfsh.org.uk, National Federation of Spiritual Healers. practicalmastery.com psychics.co.uk/healing/homepage.html psychicsdirectory.com/spiritual-help.html psychicsdirectory.com/spiritual-studies.html psychicsurgeon.org ravenwalk.net reikablesings.com reikibluttion.co.uk/aarspirit.htm righthealth.com sacredhealingcenter.net selfhealingexpressions.com shalem.org, the Shalem Institute for Spiritual Formation, Christian. spiritualdove.com spiritualdove.org spiritual-endeavors.org spiritual-harmony.com spiritual-healing.co.uk spiritual-healing.com spiritualhealing.com.au spiritualhealing.net spiritualhealing.org spiritualhealingbeads.co.uk spiritual-healing-books.emotional-health.com spiritualhealingcenter.com spiritualhealing-godsway.org spiritualhealing-godsway.org spiritualhealinginc.com spiritualityandpractice.com spiritualityhealth.com spiritual-medium.com/healing.htm spiritualresearchfoundation.org/spiritual-research/spiritual-healing stuartgrayson.com/spiritual-healing.html supportivecarecoalition.org taichi-enlightment.com the-great-learning.com thetahealingcanada.com Center for Attitudinal Healing 33 Buchanan Drive Sausalito, California 94965 415-331-6161 cah@well.com healingcenter.org Support group for people with life-threatening illnesses and their families. Mental healing websites. psychresearch.com, free info, a 1935 cancer article. laughterremedy.com. thoughtscreate.com. sethquotes.paradisenow.net. oranaffirmations.paradisenow.net. Chapter 2. Religious healing websites. Faith healing websites. Religious figures such as ministers, priests, and rabbis are often called on to counsel patients and their families. Some are also involved in various forms of religious healing, e.g., faith healing, laying on of hands and prayer. People from all over the world have traveled to the famous religious shrine at Lourdes, France, to pray for miraculous cures. An estimated 4 million people visit Lourdes each year, 65,000 of whom are ill. The Lourdes Medical Board has examined thousands of cases claiming cures, and 64 of these have been designated by the Catholic Church as miraculous cures. ExploringCS.com, Spiritual Prayer Healing, Christian Science. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/faith_healing. TheHealingPlace.info. 1stholistic.com/prayer/hall_spiritual_healing.htm. healingtherapies.info/prayer_and_healing.htm. healingtherapies.info. apologeticindex.org/462-faith-healing. religionstolerance.org/medical1.htm. prayer healing/divine intervention/healing scripture. Science only goes so far, then comes God. God's words are life to us and health to all our flesh. Proverbs 4:22. Believers feel that prayer and religious rituals can heal people. Submit prayer requests for healing at some websites. 1stholistic.com/prayer/default.htm. allaboutheart.org/prayers-for-healing.htm. allaboutprayer.org/healing-prayers.htm. christian-healing-prayer.net. christianhealingprayers.com. christianprayercenter.com, prayer chain online. christianprayercenter.com/blog/prayers-for-healing. commonprayer.net. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/prayer_healing. eprayerforhealing.com. webmd.com/video/prayer-and-healing. worldblessings.com/prayers-for-healing.html. your-healing.com/healingprayer.html.